Good morning, students. Welcome to RPS Group of School online classes of science. Today, we will continue with a new chapter of biology from your textbook called Reproduction in Plants for class 7th. In this module 1, we will learn about reproduction. We will come to know about asexual reproduction, that is budding, fission, fragmentation, and spore formation. Reproduction in organisms. All the living organisms, including plants and animals, have the capability to produce new individuals during their lifespan. This process of producing a new organism from the existing organism or the parent of the same species is called reproduction. The new individuals produced are the copies of their parents. The process of reproduction is one of the important life processes and is essential for the continuity of the species. Thus, reproduction makes the life continuous and is very necessary for the perpetuation and preservation of the species because it increases the number of members of a species. All living organisms have an instinct to live their own lives and then survive through their offsprings. Each living organism has a definite period of lifespan, and before it dies, it produces new living beings similar to itself. Thus, the multiplication or reproduction can be defined as the ability of living organisms to produce new ones of their own kind. Before learning the detailed way of reproduction in plants, we must know the parts of plants. Shoot. A young plant is often termed as a shoot. Generally, a shoot is regarded as a part of the plant which has stems, leaves, and flowers. Node. It is a part of the stem or branch of a plant from where the leaf arises. The part of the stem between the two nodes is called the internode. Vegetative buds. Sometimes buds are present in the leaves that is capable of developing into shoots. These are called vegetative buds. Broadly, plants have two kinds of parts: vegetative part and reproductive parts. These vegetative parts are the parts of the plant that plays a major role in the life cycle of a plant, such as preparation of food, transportation of food, water and nutrients, etc. For example, roots, stems and leaves makes the vegetative part of a plant. Reproductive parts are the parts of a plant that play a major role in the reproduction process in plants. For examples, flowers, fruits. Reproduction in organisms. Here in this chapter, we will study the modes of reproduction in organisms. These are asexual reproduction, vegetative propagation, and sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, here in this module, we will learn about budding, fission, fragmentation, and sporulation, which is also called as spore formation. Vegetative propagation. The two types of vegetative propagation are natural methods of vegetative propagation and artificial methods of vegetative propagation. And lastly, we will study about sexual reproduction. Different organisms reproduce in a different way. In case of plants, there are two different methods of reproduction: sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Let's talk about asexual reproduction, the process in which only one parent is involved in the production of new individuals of the same kind is called asexual reproduction. In plants, asexual reproduction results in the formation of offspring or new plants without seeds or spores. Asexual reproduction in organisms occur through the following methods. These methods are fission, budding, fragmentation, and spore formation. Let's discuss about budding. Yeast. Yeast is an organism that contains a single cell. As the yeast finds favorable conditions, a small bulb-like projection produces from the yeast called bud. The bud grows gradually and then gets detached from the parent yeast. This new cell then grows and produces more cells. Sometimes a chain of buds is formed which leads to the production of a large number of yeasts all together. It multiplies rapidly by the process of budding. Another asexual reproduction is fission. It is a type of asexual reproduction that takes place in unicellular organisms like amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, etc. It is a simple method of reproduction found in many unicellular organisms. A single parent cell divides into two or more daughter cells. There are two types of fission. Binary fission. A single parent cell divides into two daughter cells. Examples are amoeba and paramecium. Multiple fission. A single parent cell divides into many daughter cells. Example, plasmodium. This fission is a process in which one cell divides into two, two into four, four into eight, and so on. Multiplication of an organism by binary fission is very rapid, forming millions of cells within a few hours. Curdling of milk is helped by the bacterium Lactobacillus. A little curd added to the milk converts whole of milk into curd within 3 to 4 hour time. Curdling of milk is helped by Lactobacillus bacterium. This happens because of the process of fission. Another asexual reproduction is fragmentation. Fragmentation is a form of asexual reproduction or cloning in which an organism is split into fragments. Each of these fragments develop into a mature, fully grown individual that are clones of the original organism. Algae, like Spirogyra, generally reproduce by the process of fragmentation in which they divide themselves into multiple parts. Other examples are sponges and lichens also reproduce through fragmentation. Multiplication of plants by fragmentation is a kind of vegetative reproduction or vegetative propagation in which vegetative cells from a filament produce new plants. Spore formation or sporulation. The term is also used to refer the process of reproduction via spores. Spores are the reproductive bodies and are microscopic in nature. When these spores are released into the surrounding area, they develop into new plants under favorable conditions. Example, fungi, ferns. A spore has a hard protective cover which protects it from the unfavorable environmental conditions like temperature and humidity. As a result, the spores can travel long distances and survive for a long duration of time. As soon as they find favorable conditions such as moisture, warmth, and nutrients, they germinate and form new plants. Spore formation is common in many non flowering plants like algae, fungi, etc. Spores are formed in special structures on these plants. These special structures are called sporangia or the spore sac. Spores are single cells, very small in size and are light in weight. Spores are produced in large numbers. They come out of sporangia and float in air to disperse all over. On falling upon a suitable medium, like food and water, each spore grows into a new plant. With this, we end up this module 1. We'll join you soon with another module. Till then, take good care of yourself. Thank you.